Welcome to another sunny day from Fort Myers, Florida, City of Palms Park, where the Red Sox host the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox Baseball. Well, the Red Sox earlier this week announced their starting rotation for the season to begin the year. The number 5 starter will be Daisuke Matsuzaka. And, Jerry, so far this spring, it's been up and down so far for Daisuke.
Yeah, terrible stuff for Daisuke in spring training. He had back-to-back starts where he gave up 5 earned runs in his starts. But last time out against the Detroit Tigers was very good. Now, there was some rumblings that he would not be in the starting rotation. There's really nothing else they can do with Daisuke, and hopefully he can follow up today with another strong outing. As you mentioned, Don, number 5 in the rotation. Will be pitching in that Cleveland series as we head to Cleveland, the second series of the year. But they've changed a few things with Daisuke. It's a continuous process since he's been here in the United States. Now they have him throwing a side session and then another day throwing long, where he used to do it both on the same day, and they felt like that was too much. So that's a suggestion that Kurt Young has brought over. We'll see if it works. It worked last time out. We'll see if it works today against Albert Pujols and the St. Louis Cardinals.
We'll find out in just a bit. It's the Red Sox and Cardinals from City of Palms. The first pitch is next. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Sylvania HD LCD TVs, and by Eastern Bank. And welcome to City of Palms Park in Fort Myers. Red Sox and the Cardinals. As Red Sox spring training continues, just another great day here in Fort Myers again, with nothing but blue skies above and sunshine for day baseball from City of Palms. And the Red Sox have what very well could be their opening day starting 9 here today in the starting lineup, as the Red Sox with a very good lineup here today against the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Red Sox take the field. As the Red Sox take the field, check out the visiting St. Louis Cardinals starting 9. John Jay is in right field. Alan Gregg is the DH, with Albert Pujols at first base batting third. Matt Holliday in left field. Colby Rasmus is in center field. David Freese at third base bats sixth. Yadier Molina does the catching, he bats seventh. Daniel Descalso is at second base batting eighth. And Tyler Green at shortstop bats ninth. On the mound today for the Red Sox, Daisuke Matsuzaka, making his 5th start of the spring. 5 scoreless innings in his last outing back on March 15th at Detroit against the Tigers. That was in Lakeland. He struck out 5 while allowing 2 hits and a walk. You see his overall numbers after a couple of tough outings to begin, including a 7-run outing, 5 earned against Florida back on March the 5th. So trying to get his second straight good outing put together back-to-back.
The Red Sox defense this afternoon, they've made 16 errors in 25 spring training games. Kevin Youkilis will be at third base. Marco Scudero, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second, and Adrian Gonzalez, the first baseman. Left to right, Kyle Crawford, Jacoby Ellsbury, and J.D. Drew. And Jason Veritek doing the catching for Matsuzaka.
Umpiring crew, Chad Fairchild's got the plate today, calling the balls and strikes. Tim Tashita at first base, Brian O'Nora at second base, and Phildon Culbreth is the umpire at third. Again, just fabulous weather here in Southwest Florida, 79 degrees, 12-mile-per-hour wind coming from the northeast, and nothing but blue skies above. No clouds here today. As the Red Sox take on the Cardinals, and Adrian Gonzalez at first base today for the Red Sox as they welcome the Cardinals. And we talk about it many times over the years in interleague play, and of course in the World Series. Back in 2004, this Cardinals team travels incredibly well, and very similar to Red Sox Nation in that regard as far as their traveling party. And a lot of Cardinals fans here today for the spring training game.
Yeah, they got some nice ovations as they introduced their starting lineup, especially Albert Pujols, who is here today, which, you know, a lot of times is unusual. They go to a visitor's ballpark. They don't take the big stars, but you got Pujols in the game today.
And Matt Holliday in there as well, and the regular catcher in Yadier Molina. But it is amazing how well the Cardinals fans make their way across the country, much like Red Sox Nation. And here come the Cardinals. John Jay lead it off here in the first inning for St. Louis. A .236 spring with a home run and 12 runs batted in. Dice Garrity with the first pitch of the ball game, and it misses high. No, it's going to be a late strike call. In there for strike one. Chad Fairchild with the plate today. One of the things Terry Francona was talking about in the last outing for Daisuke was pounding the strike zone, and at times we all know that there's a fair amount of reluctance to do that. Has had success kind of doing it his way in the past to the tune of an 18-3 season. A lot of those outings, of course, he went 5, maybe 6 innings. Pitch count very high in a lot of those outings, and the bullpen helped him out a great deal. The question has always kind of been, if you can throw strikes and be effective in a minimal amount of pitches, then why don't you do it? And that's one of the questions that Daisuke has battled over the years.
Yes, we've all battled that over the years.
Matsuzaka really kind of starting the spring with some tough numbers, but tried to make some adjustments with him along the way. Into shallow center, fooled Ellsbury initially. It's falling fast, but Jacoby's got good speed. First thought was back, and it looked like the swing kind of fooled him, but he recovers and makes the catch.
That's 3 high fastballs thrown in that at bat by Daisuke, and to see Jacoby in center field go back a couple of steps, but he has got great speed, and speed makes up a lot of mistakes in the outfield. And one thing we mentioned in the open, Don, about Daisuke, the fact that Kurt Young has got him now between starts. He used to throw long and then his side session on the same day. What they're trying to do now is break that up. Have a long toss session one day and then throw his side session on a different day and see if that makes a difference between starts for him. It has really been an experiment ever since he's been with the Red Sox.
And ever since he's been with the Red Sox, we saw especially early on the first couple of years, he wants to throw every day. And as much as he can, it's almost like he can't get enough throws in. And there are times where they felt that he was throwing far too much and tried to scale it back quite a bit. And that has been a give and take over the years. Especially in the years that he was not having a great deal of success. The first thought was, well, it worked for me in Japan. This is what I got to do to be good. The 0-2 pitch to Craig is in there for strike 3. And a nice start for Daisuke, his first K of the day.
That's not exactly where he wanted the breaking ball. Certainly effective as it ends up right down the middle. But you can see Veritek wanted it away. Instead, it stays a little bit flat on the inside corner, but no swing by Craig.
2 down for Albert Pujols. In the starting lineup today for the Cardinals, Pujols going to get .250 with a home run, 7 runs batted in. A lot of times the teams on the East Coast, and they come this way to the West Coast side of spring training, will making an overnight trip and take on the Minnesota Twins as well. Tony La Russa here with Cardinals in an overnighter for them as they'll take on the Twins tomorrow.
You know, somebody tells me, and a lot of people tell me this guy's a good player, Paul.
He's not bad.
He's not bad, huh?
And he's looking for a very big contract.
Yes, he is. Something in your neighborhood.
This is just off the outside edge. And a lot of questions as to whether or not this will be the last year in a Cardinals uniform for him. Certainly, if you're going to pay somebody, this would be the guy. And it's just a matter of whether or not it'll get done. It did not get done prior to the season, which they would like to have done. This is in the air to right. Former Cardinal J.D. Drew over to make the catch. So 1-2-3 first. Red Sox are coming up. Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off here in the bottom of the first inning is Kyle McClellan on the mound today for the Cardinals. As Ellsbury takes the strike and Jacoby quickly down 0-2. 429 spring for Ellsbury, who's been healthy during the spring. No problems at all. And he's had a great spring training. We'll be talking to Jacoby Ellsbury live when he comes out of the game today.
From McClellan today, they'll see the fastball, cutter, curveball, and changeup. Couple of curveballs back to back.
Ellsbury quickly disposed of as McClellan strikes him out. Let's check out the Red Sox starting nine, brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. We've seen Jacoby Ellsbury. He's in center field. Dustin Pedroia at second base. Carl Crawford in left field. Adrian Gonzalez at first base with Kevin Youkilis at third. David Ortiz at DH with J.D. Drew in right. Jason Varitek doing the catching, batting eighth. And Marco Scudero at shortstop, bats ninth. As I mentioned off the top, very likely this could be starting lineup, with the exception of Varitek in the starting nine for the Red Sox today. That we may see on opening day. Terry Francona's still been kind of non-committal as to whether or not this will indeed be the lineup that he goes with on opening day.
Yeah, they're facing C.J. Wilson,
right,
a left-hander, so I wonder if this will be the order on opening day.
One of the things you've been tinkering with earlier during the spring was the Gonzalez-Crawford thing and having Youkilis in between to split it up in the four spot. But today it's Crawford, then Gonzalez. One thing we do know is the rotation to begin the year. And John Lester be starting on opening day as breaking ball slips out of the hand of Kyle McClellan. This will be the fourth year in the majors and with the Cardinals for Kyle McClellan. He's got a full count now on Pedroia. He was 1-4 last year with St. Louis in 75 and a third innings. He's had very good spring for them. 8 appearances, a 2-0 mark, 0.75 ERA. In the air to right field where John Jay is out there. And he puts it away for out number 2.
Let's take a look at the Cardinals defense. David Freese will be at third base. Tyler Green, the shortstop. Daniel Descalso at second, and Albert Pujols, the first baseman. Left to right, Matt Holliday, Colby Rasmus, and John Jay. And Yadier Molina doing the catching for McClellan.
2 down in the first inning for Carl Crawford. Takes a breaking ball, 4-1. Crawford hitting at 206 during the spring. No homers and 4 runs batted in. To center and falling fast in for a base hit. Rasmus gets it back in, but Crawford aboard with 2 outs here in the first inning.
Now with 2 outs, we'll see if Crawford tries to steal. He's got 3 steals on the season. He'll take a fastball away and kind of hook it into center field for the base hit. So with 2 outs, Crawford at first base, and I'm quite sure he'll try to get himself in a scoring position.
Here's Adrian Gonzalez. Terry Francona talking before the game was really asked about, has he ever had a team where he's had this much speed on it with 2 guys who are great base stealers, and you really have to think about that over the years. Generally teams will have 1, but you think of the St. Louis Cardinals in the early 80s, and they had some guys that had some speed, but it is definitely a dynamic the Red Sox have not really enjoyed over the years. And with that, and I know, Jerry, you've had to deal with this in your career, I mean, you got to wonder a little bit about the guys hitting behind them, how that affects them with guys running all over the place, and does it affect them?
Some guys it bothers more than others. There are certain players that would prefer not to have guys run, especially when they're at second base. I don't think it bothers them that much at first base. Certain left-handers want the hole left open between first and second base until there's 2 strikes. But it's going to be part of the game. I mean, let's face it. When you got Ellsbury and you got Crawford, base stealing is going to be part of the Red Sox game this year in a big way.
Adrian Gonzalez batting here with 2 down. Carl Crawford at first base. Not yet tried anything. And with the count 0-2. There's ball 1 inside. Evan Youkilis waiting on deck as the Red Sox bat here in the first.
Then there's that old theory, Don, for hitters that, they see a lot of fastballs when you have speed at the bases, especially at first base.
Opposite field at Holliday, who makes the catch on the liner that hooks back to him. Red Sox leave a base runner done with 1. No score from City of Palms. Garden to face the New Jersey Devils and continue their drive to the playoffs. Our complete coverage begins on Bruins Face-Off Live at 6:30 with Catherine Tappan and Barry Peterson. For more, visit NESN.com/Bruins. Second inning back at City of Palms Park. Daisuke Matsuzaka with a nifty 1-2-3 first to fly outside the strikeout and disposed of the Cardinals quickly and easily in the first inning.
I'll tell you what, you can't beat this weather that we've had this spring training down here in Southwest Florida. It has been absolutely perfect weather for baseball, for anything that you want to come down and do. And again, we're going to have another great week this week. So if you're coming down this week for spring training baseball, you're going to have terrific weather.
Hasn't been hot, hasn't been cold. Nicely right in the middle.
Absolutely perfect.
That Holiday leading it off here for the Cardinals. And the Colorado Rocky sends one foul off to the right. His third season now in St. Louis. And fresh off the year in which he hit .312 with 28 home runs, 103 runs batted in, and having a fabulous spring so far. Just off the outside edge, 1-1. Chris Holiday had some big years as a member of the Rockies in 2007, the year the Red Sox swept the Rockies in the World Series. Holiday hit .340 to win a batting title that year. 36 home runs, 137 RBIs to lead the National League. Tardy on that cut, and it's 1-2.
Pretty good zip on that fastball early from Daisuke, and he's throwing a lot of them. Keeps the fastball away from Holiday this time. Gets the swing and miss.
Breaking ball missing inside, and it's a full count. Mentioned Daisuke's last outing, 5 scoreless innings against the Tigers. His best outing of the spring, his toughest outing of the spring was against the Marlins, which he gave up 7 runs on 6 hits. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk for Matt Holliday. First base runner of the day for the Cardinals.
Center fielder number 28, Colby Rasmus.
The lead runner on, and Colby Rasmus, center fielder for the Cardinals, hitting at .311 during the spring. 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. To right, Drew headed back, and he'll make the catch, running onto the base of the track. Holiday back to the bag at first, 1 down.
You know, we've mentioned many times what a great jump that J.D. Drew gets out in right field. And I asked Dustin Pedroia the other day in the dugout, you know, if he gives the signs to J.D. because he always seems to be in a perfect spot. And Dustin said, no, he doesn't. You know, of course, sometimes he gives them to the first baseman. They like to have him so they know if it's a fastball or breaking ball coming. He said, but J.D. doesn't want him in the outfield, which kind of surprised me because, you know, when you see him get jumps the way he does, you've got to think he knows what's coming.
I was talking to JD about that earlier in the spring, and I was saying, you know, you never see him dive. He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
He's always there, and it's largely because of that jump. And he said he was working with Jacoby Ellsbury on cheating a little bit as far as where you can be. And you'd think from a center field vantage point that Jacoby would have a better look than Drew would have in right field. But it's amazing the jumps JD does get.
There was one time, Don, I was playing second base, and of course Dwight Evans in right field wanted to know the signs, and Yastrzemski at first base also wanted to know the signs. So I had to give him to first of all, read the sign, give it to the shortstop, whistle to the first baseman and then give a hand signal to the right fielder. And by the time I was done with all that, I had no clue what was coming myself.
You're doing more work than the catcher is in your spot.
I said, I hope I don't mess this up because I've just screwed up 4 guys. And some outfielders like to have them, some don't. The way I used to give it to Dwight, I'd put my hand behind my back, and if I had my hand open, it'd be a breaking ball. Fist would be a fastball.
2-1 foul back to the screen, 2-2.
Pedroia was telling me that Youkilis, when he plays first base, he likes to know what's coming. That helps him get a jump on, leaning one way or the other, whether it be fastball or breaking ball.
For other guys, that may be too much knowledge. They probably don't want to know in some instances. Freeze takes strike 3. Second strikeout for Daisuke. 2 down.
First strikeout for Matsuzaka came on a curveball. This time it looks like it's the fastball from Daisuke to pick up the strikeout.
Leadoff walk for Holiday remains at first base, 2 down, and here is Yadier Molina. One of the 3 Major League Molinas catching. And of course, he has spent his entire career with the Cardinals. Jason Varitek kind of coaching Daisuke along the way. And from behind the plate as Matsuzaka appeared in. And Molina has been with the Cardinals since 2004. Swing and a miss. That one was by him.
Right now, Daisuke challenging these Cardinal hitters with his fastball.
On the corner, and then it's 0-2.
Once again, Matsuzaka with the fastball, once again to the outside part of the plate. It's like a very generous strike zone so far from Fairchild.
In the air, foul off to the right and out of play. Exit 0-2 to Yadier Molina. As Calso waits on deck here for the Cardinals, so they bat in the second inning. Breaking ball, line to center. Ellsbury is there, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Inning and a half done from City of Palms, no score. fans, get your standing room packs today. You can create your own unique 3-game package, including 1 game with the Chicago Cubs and the New York Yankees. Visit redsox.com/SRO packs today to get your Cubs or Yankees tickets. Check out a variety of other ticket options. It's on to the last half of the second inning. This game with Kevin Youkilis leading it off here in the inning. Youkilis, Ortiz, and Drew to bat in the second inning. Kevin at 194 during the spring, no homers and 3 runs batted in. Outfield deep and straight away for the Cardinals. Red Sox get a single with 2 outs from Carl Crawford before Adrian Gonzalez lined out to end the first inning. This one fouled back the screen again.
You got to like the pace that McClellan works at. Very quickly gets the ball right on the rubber. He's ready to go. Unless there's a ball on the field that holds him up.
Youkilis lays off. And a full count now to Kevin Youkilis. Tom McClellan working out of the pen for the Cardinals over the last 3 years. 68 appearances last year for him. As he walks Youkilis to begin the second inning. Let's check in with Heidi.
Don, there are many days when you can see David Ortiz, 6-year-old son D'Angelo, running around the ballpark in full uniform right behind his dad. Well, we decided to get Big Papi and Little Papi out of the ballpark for some fun in the Florida Everglades. We took Big Papi and Little Papi on an airboat tour to see the alligators. They both had a great time, even though D'Angelo was a little hesitant to get in the speedy boat at first. But by the end of the day, he was holding the baby alligators. He even told me that his dad wouldn't touch him because he's a scaredy cat. You can watch the alligator excursion on NESN Daily on Wednesday night this week at 10 o'clock and on NESN.com. Don?
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. No shortages of gators in the Florida area, especially in the Everglades.
No, and especially your house.
This is the first time I've dealt with them up close and personal. And as long as I can see him, I'm not nervous about it because he's kind of cross the canal a little bit. As long as I can see him, I can continue to fish. It's where I don't know where he is a problem.
They're pretty fast, though,
yeah.
And you got to be careful.
Yeah.
They'll track you down.
Ortiz grounds one to first, backhanded by Pujols to second for 1, back to first for 2. Papi grounding into the double play, 2 down.
Nice play there by Pujols at first base as he makes the backhanded play. The throw on the run does not hit Youkilis in the back. And then, of course, the pitcher doing his job, McClellan, by covering first base. So the walk wiped out by the double play.
So 2 down for J.D. Drew. I imagine I'm too big for a gator. I mean, gators, I don't know how much they can eat. They can eat pretty big things, but I'm guessing I'm too big.
No, I think they'd have it. They'd save you for a while. Yeah. They'd take a little bit, and save a little bit, and then come back and get a little more the next day.
The only time he's come across, my daughter was fishing yesterday, and he started to come across, and I thought, this is probably not a good idea for us to be fishing here at this point.
No. Your daughters are here at the ball game today.
Yes.
And they got great seats, too.
I'd like to thank John Carter, Sam Kennedy, and the Red Sox. They are enjoying their day today here at City of Palms Park. One is a swing and a miss. Drew squibs it foul over by the Red Sox dugout. There's my daughter Sydney, my mother in the middle, and my stepdad Bill on the left.
Where's the actress?
She's back there next to my mom. She's kind of tucked back in there. Yeah, Madison's hidden. She's not going to be happy about this.
No, this is
She sees herself as a TV star already.
Right. She wants to be a movie star when she grows up.
This is on the ground right side. As Calso at second base throws out Drew, and the Sox are gone in the second. Played 2 innings. No score from City of Palms. Really feeling guilty. New flavorful choices right next to our deep dish classics. So treat yourself good, treat yourself right. Uno's, that's why we're here. There we go, Jerry. There's Madison sort of tucked back in there.
Still can't.
There we go.
That's a better shot.
She considers herself a TV star ready to go. She's worried about the paparazzi today, and she's on the move. I think she knows we got the camera on her. It's on to the third inning back at City of Palms Park. She had lots of questions for you today. Lots of stuff.
Very talkative, which is a good thing. You know, me and kids, I love children, love people, and they kind of flock toward me.
They do. You're like a magnet.
It's unbelievable.
Well, does Calso to lead it off here for the Cardinals. Nice gear. A couple of good innings to start the day. The only base runner for the Cardinals for the first 2. Matt Holliday walked in the second inning. To left field. Crawford headed back and over. Makes the catch. And a bit of a factor today. He made the adjustment, made the grab.
Daisuke is doing exactly what Joe Cochran told me he was going to be doing today. Attack with his fastball early in this ball game.
I know you get a lot of your information from Joe Cochran, who is a very reliable source. Tyler Green hitting at .220. No homers and 2 runs batted in. Two and 1 to Tyler Green. He was in his 3rd year with the Cardinals in the majors. Up and down to AAA Memphis. Made 82 games in Memphis last year. 44 games with the Cardinals. Outside for ball 3. John Jay, the top of the Cardinals order, waiting on deck. 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Mentioned the 18-3 season that Daisuke had. It was back in 2008. Not only an 18-3 mark, but a ERA under 3 at 2.90 earned run average in 29 starts. Only 167 2/3 innings in those 29 starts. But his best season by far in a Red Sox uniform and in the majors in the United States. On the outside corner for strike 3. Tyler Green thought he had ball 4, but it's the 3rd strikeout for Daisuke.
Well, again, I think today is a good day to be pitching because this is a questionable call in my mind. I thought it might have been outside. Apparently right on the corner. Tyler Green does not like it, but the strikeout for Matsuzaka.
Two down in the 3rd. John Jay flied out to center field in the 1st inning. It's jammed and flips it out to shallow left center, and that's going to fall. Going to be behind a triangle put together by Scudero, Ellsbury, and Crawford, and it falls in. First hit of the day for the Cardinals.
And kind of a jam job, too, as you mentioned, Don. There's a big hitch in the swing of John Jay. But he's able to make the contact there, dropping in front of Kyle Crawford for the 2-out base hit. So let's see if he goes and tries to get himself in scoring position with the 2 outs.
Here's Alan Gregg, who struck out in the 1st inning. Gregg, one of 3 strikeouts for Daisuke today. Popped up foul and out of play. Off to the left as Veritek heads back, but it's well onto the roof and back out of play.
Breeze blowing in a little bit today from right field in toward home plate. And that foul ball pushed well back into foul territory with that breeze.
Tony La Russa and the Cardinals dealt a tough blow. Adam Wainwright going down very early in spring training. Tommy John surgery, lost for the year. It was a big part of what was going to be their starting rotation. So that changed some things in a hurry and they did a bit of a reshuffle. In there for a high strike, and it's 1-2. Many think the Cardinals be battling perhaps the Milwaukee Brewers for the top spot.
Yeah, a lot of talk about both the Brewers and the Cardinals having very good teams in their division and battling it out all season long.
The Brewers adding Zach Greinke during the offseason, although he's a fractured rib that he had in an off-the-field situation that has set him back a little bit. So one foul back to the screen. One-two pitch from Daisuke. Swing and a miss. Challenged him up top on a fastball and gets it. 4th K for Daisuke. 2.5 done. No score. Product Company is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. Last half of the third inning, the captain, Jason Varitek, leading it off, followed by Marco Scudero, Jacoby Ellsbury here in the third inning. A scoreless contest. Varitek takes the strike and down 0-2. 190 spring so far for Varitek. No homers and no runs batted in. Strike 3 call. Varitek didn't like strike 2, and he doesn't like strike 3 at all.
No, and I think, you know, if you're a hitter sitting in either dugout, I think you better be prepared to swing today. That ball tailing back over the inside corner, apparently to Jason Varitek for the strikeout.
One down here in the last half of the third. Second K for McClellan. And here's Marco Scudero. .258 with a home run. 4 runs batted in for Marco. Takes the breaking ball. With the count of 1-1. Red Sox with 1 ahead. Carl Crawford with a single in the first. McClellan getting it and throwing it here for the Cardinals today. Curveball missing high, and it's 2-2. 2 strikeouts and a walk. Red Sox have just 1 hit off McClellan. Scudero now, Ellsbury next. Ball 4 and Scudero down to first base. Second walk given up by McClellan. When the fish aren't biting, the Mad Fish Crew finds some creative ways to kill time, including a stab at country music stardom, fishing, fun, and musical mayhem. It's only on Charlie Moore Outdoors, and it's only on Nesson tonight at 8. 1 out, 1 on for Jacoby Ellsbury, who struck out in the first inning. This is through the right side into right field, a base hit. Scudero up 90 feet to second base. And Ellsbury continues to swing a hot bat during the spring.
Yeah, 429 coming into the game. He did strike out back in the first inning, but jumps on that first low fastball and finds that hole between first and second. The ball hit so hard that Scudero had to stop at second base.
2 on, 1 away. And Dustin Pedroia flied out to right field in the first inning, 0 for 1. Strike over the outside corner to Pedroia. He was part of the contingent yesterday. Made the trip to Bradenton to take on the Pirates. Knocked down by Molina. No advance for the base runners as the count moves to 1-1. On the ground is short. Green will go to second for the force out for 1 on the first for 2. Double play that wraps up the third inning. We're through 3 without a score. Top half of the fourth inning back at City of Palms Park. We're scoreless. The Red Sox out hitting the Cardinals 2-1 as Albert Pujols leads it off. And there's Pujols, Holiday, and Rasmus, the bat here in the inning for St. Louis. Pujols fly to right his first time up. Albert last year with 42 home runs, 118 runs batted in. Pops it up into shallow right center. Pedroia drifting back out of the outfield grass. And he makes the catch for the first out. It's been a very nice outing so far for Daisuke. We asked Terry Francona about it in between innings.
You know what? He's pounding the strike zone, just trying. And again, all our pitchers. But if he just works ahead and throws strikes, it's amazing how much better your stuff looks. You know what, Rem, we got once we get through this day off on Wednesday, it'll really be good because we've been on the road a lot. Shoot, some of these pitchers feel like we haven't seen them in a week. But every home game, the rest of the way out, like you say, we'll get our fundamentals done. We'll put our bunt plays, get them in order, do our first and thirds, and just kind of tighten up on everything the last 10 days. It's a little bit easier with the younger guys, but now we're in the last week or 10 days, and you got guys fighting for jobs. It's hard, and we try to respect the fact of how hard it is for them. I mean, I don't like it, but you can imagine how they feel. So we really try to do it in a proper way because it's tough on these guys.
Terry, for a long time they've been trying to omit you and I from the broadcast, and we're just able to do that as part of our interview with Terry Francona. But our questions were, the question you asked him, which he answered, was about now that you're through a lot of these split squads, the fact that you can now kind of work with your team and doing some fundamentals down here at the end of spring training.
Yeah, it's hard, when they have so many games they have to play, and you got guys in different spots, in different locations, and very, very seldom do you have your whole club together. Now they'll have more of that. And they'll be able to do some of those fine-tuning things that they talked about before they start the season. The thing is, we know each other so well, Don, you and I and Tito, that he just knows what we're going to ask.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
You often ask how we're going to be phased out, and I think we just found out. Starts in interviews. But, no, we were talking also at the end of that to Terry about how hard it is to send guys out. I think a lot of those guys expect it. They know coming into spring training they're not going to be on the team. It's still never a very comfortable conversation as Veritek makes the catch on Holiday, and there's two down. And virtually this time of spring training, it's every day you're shipping out 4 or 5 guys at a time.
There are guys that come to spring training. They know that they're not going to be on the ball club. They know they're here for a certain purpose early in spring training. But you're right. As time goes on, and the closer you get to those final cuts, that's when it really gets tough, because there's guys that sentimentally you feel good about, that you'd love to see make the club, but there's just not room for them, and you got to send them on their merry way. I mean, it's very, very difficult, and players feel it too. I mean, they get close to the end of spring training, they start to sense it.
And there are some difficult decisions to be made still for the Red Sox in the stretch run down this last week or two of spring training, largely in the bullpen, and what that is going to consist of. And their first strike, and it's 1-1. Rasmus lined out to right field in the second inning, his first at bat. Takes a pitch up and away, and it's 2-1. Daisuke's given up one hit through 3 2/3 innings. And it was kind of a jam job single for John Jay in the third inning. This one sliced foul off to the left, and it's 2-2.
We've probably seen 80% fastballs in this game from Daisuke Matsuzaka so far going into the 4th inning here. I think one changeup maybe we've seen, a couple of breaking balls.
In the dirt, did he go? No. So it's Tim Tashita, third base umpire. And a full count.
Breaking ball right here from Matsuzaka. And let's see, Rasmus, did he hold up? Looked like he did. Don does not agree with me,
He's
as
out.
he never does.
He's
he
out.
thinks everybody's out.
His intent was to swing, Jerry. There's no doubt in my mind. Rasmus swings this time and lifts a fly ball to short left. Crawford coming a long way in to put it away. Battled the sun, but get the job done. 3.5 down, no score. The last half of the 4th inning back at City of Palms Park as Carl Crawford hits one in the air to center field. Rasmus drifting back, has room and makes the catch for the first out of the 4th inning. Well, next Monday night at 8, don't miss NESN's English Premier League match of the week between Sunderland and Liverpool. The world's most historic soccer club. Follow the club's latest news at NESN.com/Liverpool.
They play a long season, don't they?
Yes.
It's been going on for quite some time.
One down here in the 4th inning for Adrian Gonzalez. Nice to see Dr. Charles Steinberg in visiting in between innings. He's now working for Major League Baseball and Bud Selig in Milwaukee. As Calso, the second baseman, drifts to his left and throws to first to get Gonzalez. 2 down here in the 4th inning.
Well, we've watched some pretty good pitching here so far in this game this afternoon. Gonzalez jumping on that first breaking ball, and that's the pitch that he'll usually pull, and that time he pulls it to second base, but for the out.
It was Euclid who walked in the 2nd inning, the recipient of strike 1. Cullen with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and allowed only 2 hits as Euclid lifts a pop-up back at first. Pujols now gives way to the second baseman, and Del Calso almost fell down, but he makes the grab. Play 4, no score. And photos of your favorite Red Sox players. Get the inside scoop of the official magazine of the Boston Red Sox. You can subscribe by calling 781-545-5702 or check out a preview of the spring training edition of redsox.com/magazine. Top half of the fifth inning, no score from City of Palms Park, and Daisuke Matsuzaka working into the fifth. Another very good outing for Daisuke, back-to-back, and 4 innings pitched so far, just 1 hit, no runs. He's walked a batter and struck out 4. He's had 2 strikeouts in the third, 1 in the second, 1 in the first. And is fresh off a 1-2-3 fourth inning. David Freese leading it off was a strikeout victim in the second inning.
And the impressive thing about Daisuke, 3 of his 4 strikeouts have come with the fastball.
It's a breaking ball this time, and it's sent out to right center field, and this will get down. Drew over to play it on a hop, but Freese gets a leadoff base hit to begin the fifth inning.
It's one of the few times today that Matsuzaka started a hitter off with the breaking ball. Stays inside, and the inside-out swing by Freese drops it to the right of J.D. Drew, and the leadoff single.
So lead runner on here for the Cardinals for the second time today. And here's Yadier Molina. Molina lined out to the center fielder Jacoby Ellsbury in the second inning. In the air to right field down the line, and Drew over towards the line to make the catch for the first out. Let's check back in with Heidi.
Don Juan Carlos Linares came into Red Sox camp relatively unknown, but he's opened many eyes with his performance this spring. What's even more impressive for the outfielder from Cuba is his story of escaping his native country for a chance to better his life and pursue his dream of playing Major League Baseball. Linares had to hike through alligator-infested swampland under the cover of darkness and hide out on a beach for 2 days with no food or water before being picked up by a boat to escape Cuba. He had to leave his family and risk being thrown in jail if he is caught, but he is so thankful for his opportunity here now.
Everything is today, we got no regrets. I mean, I think everything is been paying off so far. He says he always followed the Red Sox when he used to be in Cuba. And actually, one of his favorite players is Kevin Youkilis. Actually, it looks like him. I call him Little Youkilis. He's his youngest brother. So he's telling me he's very proud to be part of this organization.
That was Marco Scudero translating for us. Now you can hear Linares' full story of his harrowing journey out of Cuba and how he was paid just $8 a month to play baseball for Havana. That's all tonight on NESN Daily at 10 o'clock. You don't want to miss this story. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. He's had a very good spring, as you mentioned. An incredible story that I look forward to hearing. As Linares really has opened eyes down here. Jerry watched him take some pretty good hacks down here.
He did. One thing he showed us, he's not afraid to swing the bat, that's for sure. And as Heidi mentioned, that must be an interesting story. Escaping from Cuba to come over to the United States to play baseball.
Tyler Green batting with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Green struck out looking in the third inning. One of 4 strikeouts today for Daisuke Matsuzaka. Cardinals have not had a great many chances. They've not had a runner reach second base yet so far against Daisuke. Left 2 men on in the first 4 innings. Runner at first, 2 down, and a 2-0 pitch coming to Green. Fights it off foul on the ground, and it's 2-1 now to Green. John Jay, the top of the order for St. Louis, waiting on deck. Tyler Green, a first-round choice by the Cardinals, 30th overall back in the 2005 draft. Daisuke has been very concerned with Calso at first base.
Well, 2 outs in the inning, a 2-1 count, good count to run on, and Daisuke stepping off a couple of times.
Did not have much of a lead that time, but Daisuke going over there again. Ball 3-1. Daisuke has given up 2 hits, both singles. John Jay with a single in the 3rd inning. And David Freese with a single to begin this inning. Raced on a force out at second base. In the air to center field. Ellsbury tracking it as he ducks back and puts it away to end the inning. Halfway through this one, scoreless from City of Palms. Last half of the 5th inning at City of Palms Park, scoreless. Both teams with 2 hits in the game. David Ortiz leading it off. And Big Papi takes a pitch outside. It is Ortiz, Drew, and Varitek anticipated here in the last half of the 5th inning. David had the misfortune of grounding into a double play his first time up in the 2nd. It's been well pitched. Kyle McClellan today for the Cardinals. Daisuke Matsuzaka for the Red Sox as McClellan grooves in strike 1 to Ortiz. Cardinals into a shift for Ortiz as David takes ball 4. Heads down to first base with a 3rd walk given up by McClellan. Now, the Red Sox are excited to launch summer camps for boys and girls ages 5 to 14. The official camp of the Boston Red Sox features player appearances, VIP tours of Fenway, and professional instruction, and runs throughout the summer around the Boston area. For more details, log on to redsox.com/camps. Lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the 5th, and J.D. Drew takes strike one. Mike Cameron doing some photography today. Taking some pictures of Daisuke Matsuzaka for NHK. As this one is in the air to right field. Out goes Descalso. In comes Jay. And John Jay, the right fielder, calls off his second baseman. One down. Well, Mike has been a different guy during the spring. No doubt about it. He's been very healthy and having a very good spring, and now taking pictures of us.
Taking a picture of Bill Titus. That's a big camera there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's a big league camera.
Big lens.
Jason Varitek struck out looking in the 3rd inning. In the air to center field is Rasmus, who will duck back and make the catch for the second out. 2 down here in the 5th. Mike, what are you doing down there? You little photography today?
There you go.
Little photography going on there today?
Yeah, I was helping out the Japanese guys getting a special shot of Daisuke so I can make a little money on the side.
You got to follow him everywhere he goes. Everything he does, you got to get a picture of him.
Well, it's just kind of like, and I told him I would only give him good baseball pictures, the ones they can't see, like with him just now coming out of the locker room and everything. So that'll be worth a couple dollars to donate to the Japanese fund for as the tsunami type of deal that went on over there.
Hey, Mike, in all seriousness, last year, such a tough year for you. We look back on it, playing through all those injuries. You look like a new man so far in spring training. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling real good, Dan. Just trying to get my baseball self back together and try to continue to get better and gain some consistency because I just feel like a baseball player again. I can run out here and run around. I can steal if I want to. I can go first, third, and I can do different things that I couldn't do in the beginning. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to be able to come out here and do that. Considering I missed a lot of time.
A lot of talk to you about possibly playing some right field this year. And have some problems with the headset?
You may have lost, Mike. 2-1
Get out the middle. Get out the middle. Hey, baby. Come on.
Marco Scudero into center field with a base hit as Ortiz takes second. Jerry, you were saying?
Mike, you got his? One of the questions I had for Mike was the question about possibly playing some right field this year against left-handers, and I know you've been a center fielder your whole career. How difficult of adjustment is that for you?
It's definitely something that that's new for me, and the experience of it is just trying to gain some knowledge on how I'm going to take this opportunity and take advantage of it, and considering I've been an everyday player my whole life, and just kind of take it and run with it, man, and see where it leads me to. It's uncharted for me, so I'm just going day to day. I try to play. A lot of guys start to turn up the intensity in the spring games, but I just kind of roll with it, man, and try to play the best I can possibly play the game.
The other day you had the highest compliment paid to you by a couple of your coaches, Tim Bogart, Ron Johnson, were on the bench. They were saying, watch Mike Cameron during batting practice. He takes every fly ball like it's a game situation. He said young kids should learn from that.
Yeah. A little windy today. Oh, wow, he made it.
Matt Holliday and the great Mike Cameron, thanks for joining us.
Oh, definitely. All day. I got nothing to do today. I'm just kind of hanging out, watching the game today. So.
End of 5, scoreless from City of Palms. Goes into extra innings where the Red Sox get a save. CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Close contest as we move to the 6th inning. Defensive change for the Red Sox. Center field, Darnell McDonald in the game. So Jacoby Ellsbury day is over. Jacoby had gone 1 for 3 at the plate. We'll be talking to Jacoby Ellsbury soon as he wraps up his day here from City of Palms. Well, Daisuke Matsuzaka working into the 6th inning today and been very effective. We'll be dealing with the top of the Cardinals order to begin things here in the 6th. John Jay, Alan Craig, and then Albert Pujols expected in the inning. John Jay has one of the hits today for the Cardinals, one of 2 hits for St. Louis. He got a single in the 3rd inning. Kind of got jammed and flipped it out to left center field. Jay last year playing 105 games for the Cardinals. Hit an even 300 last year. 4 homers, 27 runs batted in. His first major league experience. Breaking ball in there for strike 2, and it's 1-2. John Jay playing all 3 outfield positions last year. Called up on April 26th, then went back down again at the end of April, back up mid-July to stay for the remainder of the year. Late cut into the seats. This one chopped down the first baseline. Gonzalez had taken himself to the bag for the out, and John Jay is retired. From February through October, NESN.com/Red Sox is your source for Red Sox news and notes. Read what we have to say, then send us your thoughts through video or Skype. Join the conversation at NESN.com/Red Sox and on Facebook and Twitter. 1 out in the 6th inning. Alan Craig struck out both times that he has faced Daisuke Matsuzaka today. Once looking, once swinging. There's a pop-up sending Scudero to the outfield grass from short. Now the wind will play with it, and Marco makes the basket catch. The adjustment, battling the sun and the wind. 2 down.
Well, I always say there's nothing routine about any play. And, here's a little pop-up that ends up being kind of a circus play by Scudero because of that breeze that's blowing in this afternoon. The combination of the breeze and the sun, very difficult to see.
2 down in the 6th inning. Albert Pujols, the batter. He was fly to right, popped out to second base. Up and in to Pujols, and it's 1-1.
Ball getting away from Matsuzaka here as the fastball tails in. You see Veritek wanted that ball away, and that's how much Daisuke missed the target by. How about the little spin around move by Daisuke?
Lifted down the right field line. J.D. Drew on the run over by the seats. Will not have a play. Pujols winning the batting title back in 2003. On 2 occasions, he's had 50 or more home runs. 51 home runs in 03 and in 04. Hard to imagine him in any other uniform than the St. Louis Cardinals. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they get that deal done.
What are we looking in the 10-year range?
Yes, very long.
Pujols over the age of 30. Looking for that 10-year deal.
He is 31 years old. This is down the left field line on a line, and it is foul. Over by the 330 marker and the corner. And Holiday waiting on deck. Cardinals bringing a lot of their regulars to the game today here on the road. Of course, they train in Jupiter, Florida. 2-2 pitch to Pujols. Ball 3, full count.
Now, for the most part today, Matsuzaka has tried to keep that ball away from Pujols. She's come in a couple of times, but trying to get him out of way.
This thing up top for ball 4. Second walk given up by Daisuke today. It's a 2-out walk here in the 6th inning. Brings up Matt Holliday. Holliday walked in the 2nd inning. And popped out to the catcher, Jason Veritek, in the 4th. Pretty good 3-4 combination for the Cardinals in their lineup between Pujols and Holliday. To center field. Darnell McDonald headed back as that ball gets a push, and it's out of the reach. Well, McDonald, as Pujols from first base, going to try and score. Throw for Pedroia is off the mark, and the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead. A large contingent down here from St. Louis, happy with that as they finally get to Daisuke Matsuzaka for the first time today.
Yeah, that ball was really hit well, too, by Holliday, because remember, again, this is against the wind. And Darnell McDonald, going as fast as he possibly could, cannot catch up to it.
tries to get it in quickly. The relay for Pedroia, but not in time at home plate, and the Cardinals get on the board first. It looks like that might be it for Daisuke this afternoon.
79 pitches for Matsuzaka, and a second straight good outing for the Red Sox as Red Sox make the change, now trailing 1-0. Callahan Show live on NESN from 6 to 9 to hear the latest out of Fort Myers and on the upcoming Red Sox season. Watch more at NESN.com/DNC. Well, the Cardinals pushed across a run here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. They take a 1-0 lead. That's the day for Daisuke Matsuzaka. A very good outing here today after 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run so far. Walked 2 and struck out 4. And the new pitcher for the Red Sox is Andrew Miller, who comes into the game and one of the guys vying for a spot in the bullpen. Their 7th appearance, no record, of 3.52 earned run average. And he is first out of the pen today for the Red Sox. Looking back over the course of Miller's outings, he's had only one tough outing so far during the spring. It was back on March 6th at St. Lucie against the Mets. In 2 innings, he gave up 3 runs. Otherwise, he's not given up a run in any of his other outings. This is Colby Rasmus. The bats with 2 outs and a runner at second base and a run in here for the Cardinals in the 6th inning.
Terry Francona this morning in his presser was talking about Andrew Miller and the fact that how much he's impressed him this spring. Guy that's been with a couple of organizations, and sometimes you get to that right organization and it finally clicks for you. And the Red Sox are hoping that happens with Andrew Miller.
Mechanics and release point, and it seems like something you're always talking about when you're talking about tall pitchers, and he's 6'7".
There's a lot of stuff to keep together, you know, and Francona even mentioned, he said it's not as bad as we thought originally when we saw it on tape. A lot of big guys. Randy Johnson had problems early in his career.
Comes here in the middle of an inning with a runner at second base and 2 down. There's ball 4 as he walks Rasmus, the first batter that he faces. So 2 on, 2 down, and David Freese coming up.
Third baseman number 23, David Freese.
Freese struck out looking in the 2nd inning. He's singled in the 5th. He's 1 for 2. Outside, ball 1. Freese playing at third base for the Cardinals. This one popped up foul down the right field line, and that will get onto the roof. Fouled straight back to the screen. 94 from Andrew Miller, and it's 1-2. Yadier Molina waiting on deck. Daisuke Matsuzaka looking on, responsible for Matt Holliday, who's at second base. On the ground right side, and by the dive of Pedroia into right. Holliday coming around, the throw to the plate is going to be not in time. Ball gets away out of the glove of Veritek. And the Cardinals grab their second run. On top 2-0. That run charged to Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Now, what really hurt here is walking the left-hander Rasmus, and then, of course, he gets freezed up there. He throws him a breaking ball. A nice piece of hitting to the opposite field. It looked like it was going to be very close at home plate. I don't think Jason ever had control of the baseball as it was bobbling around in his glove. There's the slide. There's Veritek trying to apply the tag, but you see the ball come popping out.
So the line on Daisuke is complete. 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs. He walks 2 and strikes out 4. And the Cardinals have a 2-0 advantage now. Runners at first and third. And a pitch outside, ball 1 to Yadier Molina. Molina 0 for 2. He's lined out to center and flied out to right. Into center field, shallow. McDonald was deep, and that'll fall in for a hit. Rasmus scoring from third base to give the Cardinals a 3-0 lead.
Now, the last 2 balls have not exactly been crushed, but they've been very productive. Again, right there, Molina getting jammed. The fastball in on the label, but he's able to drop it in front of Donnell McDonald, and another run for the Cardinals.
Well, Kurt Young out to talk to Andrew Miller, who's not yet been able to retire the St. Louis Cardinal and walk in back-to-back base hits. So 2 on, 2 down, 3 runs in for St. Louis. There's Daniel Descalzo. Flied out to left field in the third inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the fifth. Takes strike 1 over the outside corner. This one back through the middle, and diving as Pedroia gets up, no throw. Tried to fake the runner at third base and freeze to come around, but he doesn't. And an infield hit here for St. Louis now loads the bases.
Yeah, they tell infielders anytime there's a man at second base, ground ball, get that uniform dirty, you might save a run. And that's exactly what Pedroia does right here. Ball gets by Miller, Pedroia goes in the dive. That's going to save the run. Little fake to first and a look to third, but nobody biting over at third base.
So bases loaded here for St. Louis. Chance to open this thing up. Already on top 3-0. There's a pitch in there for strike 1 to Tyler Green. He struck out in the third inning. Then flied out to center field in the fifth. An 0 for 2 day. And of course, all that was against Daisuke Matsuzaka. Lifted down the right field line and foul out of play. Miller's given up 3 hits and a walk since coming into the game. Allowed a run of his own and one inherited runner to score so far. Again, Daisuke today, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2, struck out 4. And Miller trying to get out of this 6th inning without any further damage. Ball 3, full count.
Having a tough time right now, both with his fastball and his breaking ball.
Three-two pitch to Tyler Green. Up high, ball 4, and from third comes David Freese to put the Cardinals on top 4-0. Second walk given up by Miller. So the Cardinals bat around. Jay had grounded out to begin the inning. In fact, Daisuke got 2 quick outs to begin this inning. And Jay and Craig, but things have gone south since. As Jay tried to hold up, could not. Goes around for strike 1. Jay 1 for 3, singled back in the 3rd inning off Daisuke. 1 of 3 hits allowed by Matsuzaka today. Over the inside corner for strike 2. Late swing carves it foul to the left. Late on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Andrew Miller.
They started him off with 2 breaking balls, then comes with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and Jay laid it with the swing, fouling it off that third base line.
Swinging a foul as it hangs at 1-2 to Jay. Down the left field line and out of play, back into the seats as Jay hangs tough. Mentioned just 1 blemish so far in the spring for Miller in any of his previous outings. But today having a tough time getting out of this 6th inning. Outside, 2-2. "26 pitches since he came into the game with 2 outs and a runner on." Now the full count, in jeopardy of walking his 3rd batter since coming in. "13 of 27 pitches so far, Ben balls. And this on the ground to the left side of left field, a base hit. Molina will score as Carlos will score. And it is now a 6-0 Cardinals lead. 2-run single for John Jay. And that'll be the day for Andrew Miller. Very tough outing as he ends up facing 6 batters and does not retire anybody, as the Cardinals have scored 6 times so far in the inning. RedSox.com for details. Well, it is 6-0 now. The Cardinals on top. We had a scoreless game going into the 6th inning when Andrew Miller came in with 2 outs and a runner on.
A combination of being wild, and then when he threw the pitch over the plate, they were making contact. In some cases, not the hardest of contact, but certainly effective.
Miller did not record an out, gave up 4 hits so far, 4 runs, walking 2 batters and striking out nobody. Faced 6 batters and did not get an out. Scott Atchison, look at his numbers so far this spring. Very big contributor to the 2010 Red Sox, hoping to be every bit as big this year and trying to make the team in the pen. Comes in with runners at first and second and 2 outs in the inning.
Longest Atchison has gone in a game this spring is 2 innings. Did that against Baltimore back on the 9th. Every other appearance has been an inning.
Alan Craig, the batter, struck out twice and popped out to short. And again, all that was against Daisuke Matsuzaka today. Swinging a foul over by the Red Sox dugout. As Atchison trying to stop the bleeding here. Quite an attack by the Cardinals in the inning. Had some help from Red Sox pitching, however. 3 walks in the inning, 2 of them given up by Miller, 1 by Daisuke. As Daisuke got the first 2 outs of the inning, and Jay and Craig quite quickly, but since then have not been able to finish off the Cardinals. Atchison, now 35 years old, resides in Keller, Texas during the offseason. Total of 43 appearances out of the Red Sox pen last year. That included 1 start, as he actually started for Daisuke Matsuzaka in a spot start last year. Three and 1. His previous major league experience came with the Seattle Mariners in 04 and 05. And then spent a couple of years, of course, in Japan before returning and playing for the Red Sox last year. There's a strike, full count as Craig started towards first. Flared foul off to the right, not a play. Hangs at 3 and 2. Two runners on, the responsibility of Andrew Miller, who so far has been charged with 4 runs in the inning. There's ball 4. And the bases are loaded again for St. Louis.
Well, what has been a very well-pitched game on both sides. A very tough 6th inning here for the Boston Red Sox.
Well, bases loaded and a perfect situation for Albert Pujols to break it wide open.
That's what Cardinal fans want to see, right? Bases loaded, Pujols at the plate.
This is the guy. The home run Pujols has enjoyed in spring training was a grand slam, and here he is with the bases loaded. Did that against the Tigers as he takes strike 1. Tony La Russa's squad with a 6-run 6th inning so far. A drive out towards deep left center field, and that'll one-hop the wall. 1 run is in. John Jay coming around with a 2nd run, and it's now 8-0 Cardinals. Well, Pujols able to clear the bases.
Well, that's exactly what that guy does all season long. You put men on base, bases loaded, you miss location with a fastball, and Pujols makes you pay for it. Short hopping the Budweiser sign out there in left center field. And the Cardinals have really opened this one up very, very quickly.
A 9-run 6th inning. Red Sox with 4 walks in the inning. Closes the book on Andrew Miller, who is charged with 6 runs. This is to right, and here comes another. Pujols coming around from second base to make it an even 10-0 Cardinals lead. Matt Holliday driving in the 10th run.
Well, between Pujols and Holliday, they have Holliday, I should say, they have 5 RBI between them. And using the whole ballpark. That ball away from Holliday. He takes it to the opposite field. He drove in 1 last time up. Drives in 1 this time up. 2 doubles in this inning.
Pinch runner here for the Cardinals as Shane Robinson runs for Holliday. Kobe Rasmus batting and taking strike 1. So now Atchison has been charged with 2 runs of his own. Andrew Miller didn't record it out, gave up 4 hits and 6 runs. He walked 2 and did not strike anybody out. Only 2 runs charged today. The dice came out. Suzaka pickoff play at second, and Scudero thought he might have had him.
Well, the Red Sox trying to do anything they possibly can to get out of this inning, so they try the pickoff play. There's daylight between Scudero and the base runner, but the hand on the bag before the tag.
There is a fly ball to short left as Crawford comes in. And mercifully, that is the end of the 6th inning. 10-0 Cardinals, all done in the 6th. Cardinals on top of the Red Sox. Shane Robinson stays in the game and plays defensively in left field after pinch running for Matt Holliday. And Matt Carpenter now at third base for St. Louis. It's a day for David Freese, new pitcher. As Dustin Pedroia leads it off and takes ball 1 away from Trevor Miller. Who's now in his third year with the Cardinals. 7 appearances during the spring. Not giving up a run in 6 innings. Ground ball to Green at short. And Pedroia is out number 1 of the inning. It's time now to ask Jerry, and during every Red Sox spring training game on NESN, Jerry will answer a question from a fan. Today's question is not from me, but from another Don with the hitters in this lineup. Is there a one-upmanship competition going on among the Red Sox hitters?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, every hitter that goes up there tries to get a hit or something positive every time they go to the plate. And, hitting is contagious. If the lineup is swinging the bat well, generally the whole lineup is swinging the bat well. But I don't know if there's one-upsmanship, but I think every guy that gets up there, it's a very individual game. And, every time you go to the plate, you're trying to do your little part to help the ball club, and that's getting on base or doing something big like Pujols did with the, driving in all the runs. So you look at a lineup like the Red Sox, and when this lineup gets hot, that can get contagious.
Well, retired is Carl Crawford on a ball hit towards right center field.
He's hit the ball well a couple of times today and has nothing to show for it except a single back in the first inning. But even the fly ball outs that he's hit have been hit well.
Two down in the 6th inning as Adrian Gonzalez stands in on the left side. To send Jerry a question for Friday night's game, go to NESN.com.
We're off till Friday?
You are.
What a life this is. Wow.
Be reporting for NESN Daily during the week while you rest.
A lot of work to be done this coming week coming up. A lot of preparation for the opening of the season.
One two. Gonzalez misses ball 2.
Probably come up to a couple of workouts. Stand around the batting cage.
2-1-2. Gonzalez misses inside, and it's 3-1. Gonzalez is lined out to left, grounded out to second base. Ground ball this time does Calso at second base on to first for the out. Trevor Miller is a 1-2-3 6th inning, 5.5 done. It is 10-0 Cardinals. Red Sox Nation, if you need medical care at Fenway Park, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org. Well, 7th inning back at City of Palms Park. 10-0, the Cardinals on top of the Red Sox. And some changes for the Red Sox. Matt Shealy in the game in left field for Boston. Nate Spears now at second base for the Red Sox. Charlie Cutler is the batter as he takes ball 1. First baseman is Drew Sutton. It's a day for Adrian Gonzalez. This one fouled off the new catcher, Paul Hoover, into the game for Boston. Jason Varitek done for the day. So Cutler bats for the first time today in the spot of David Freese, who had 2 hits. And a run batted in. Waits on an 0-2 pitch from Scott Atchison. Atchison coming into the game as part of that 10-run inning for the Cardinals. And was charged with 2 runs of his own. And the final out of the 6th inning. The bulk of the damage done against Andrew Miller. Gives up 6 runs. There is strike 3.
Well, Atchison just going with the fastball right down the middle of the plate, about knee high, to pick up the strikeout on Carpenter. Atchison trying to have himself a clean 7th inning here.
1 down in the 7th. Yadier Molina. That's a fly ball down the right field line, out of play. Molina with a single in the 6th inning, came around to score, also knocked in a run. 1 for 3 day. Ground ball towards short, Scudero. 2 down in the 7th. There's Does Calso, who singled in the 6th inning, came around to score the 6th Cardinals run. It's been a very well pitched game into inning number 6. Daisuke Matsuzaka is up going 5 2/3 today, gives up 2 runs. And there's a pitch in there for a strike over the inside corner. Pitch missing away, and it's 1-1 to Des Calso. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Atchison getting the final out of the 6th inning, and the first 2 outs here of the 7th. 22 pitches since coming in, the 3rd arm of the day used by Terry Francona. Chopped up over the mound as Spears at second base, off balance throw, not in time. And Spears had kind of a tough day defensively yesterday at Bradenton. Not able to get Del Caso here.
Well, Del Caso showing good speed getting down that line. I mean, Spears did everything he could in that play, charging the ball and throw across his body as hard as he possibly could, but the base runner a little too quick and beats it out.
So 2 down, runner at first, and here's Tyler Green, who was struck out, flied out, and walked. Atchison misses for ball 2, 2-1. On the ground up the middle. And diving is Scudero at short, but it gets into center field. So Descalso continues on to third, and all of a sudden with 2 outs, the Cardinals have something going here, first and third.
Well, that's what the Cardinals did in the 6th inning. They had 2 quick outs, and they put 10 runs on the board. A couple of quick outs in this inning, and back-to-back base hits. The dive by Scudero. Good aggressive base running there by Descalso to get to third base.
The pinch hitter here, Nick Stavanova, will bat. That's for John Jay, who had been 2 for 4. The run score and a couple of RBIs. Stavanoa fouls it down the right field line, and it's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Stavanoa down on strikes, and the Cardinals strand a pair. 7th inning stretch, and it's 10-0 Cardinals. Ten-0 Cardinals on top of the Red Sox. Last half of the 7th inning back at City of Palms Park. And the Cardinals with some changes as we move along here to the bottom of the 7th inning on top 10-0. Shane Robinson has moved from left to center field. Scopey Rasmus comes out of the game. Stavanoa coming into the game and now taking over in left field for the Cardinals. Hamilton now at first base for St. Louis. And a new pitcher in Joe Kelly, who takes over for St. Louis. Third arm of the day. Trevor Miller had a 1-2-3 6th inning, and now Joe Kelly here in the 7th. Kevin Youkilis leading it off for Boston to begin things in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, 0-2 to Kevin Youkilis. Youkilis today has walked and fouled out. Jesus into the game in right field. Another change here for the Cardinals in the inning. Pitcher of record for the Cardinals today, Kyle McLennan, who went the first 5 innings, 5 shutout innings. This is through into left field. Kevin Youkilis with his first hit of the day to begin things here in the 7th inning.
Second time that Youkilis has been on base. He walked back in the second. Now he hits that topspin ground ball by third base to pick up his first base hit and his last at bat of the day.
So that'll do it for Youkilis. Jorge Jimenez pinch running at first base for him. So Jimenez into the game at first, and here's David Ortiz. It's a chopper right side. To second for 1. They get the force out in the lead runner in Jimenez. It's played by Hamilton. To his right, who's covering.
Descalso going far to his left to dive and then comes up. I thought he was going to go to first base, but he goes to second to get that force out. Looks like Will Vasquez going in to run for Big Papi.
So Vasquez runs for Ortiz, whose day is done. David 0 for 2 today with a walk as J.D. Drew stands in. Kelly missing at 95 miles an hour. Drew grounded out to second base in the second, flight out to right in the 5th. 0 for 2 today. In there for strike 1-1. Now towards right center field and in for a base hit. Vasquez to second base on the single for J.D. Drew. And that'll be the day for J.D. Looks like Jonathan He into the game.
J.D. gets one toward the end of the bat, but still able to hook it and drop it into center field for the base hit. So he'll end his day 1 for 3 as Jonathan He runs at first base.
Here's Paul Hoover. Hoover takes strike 1. 2 for 10 so far during the spring. Took over for Jason Varitek defensively. Now bats for the first time. Varitek today had been 0 for 2. In the dirt outside. Paul Hoover from Columbus, Ohio. This one grounded foul and hangs at 2-2. Time in the majors with the Florida Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. Parts of the last 5 years has been in the majors. Fully adept at communicating in sign language. Both of his parents are deaf. He's out of Kent State University, where he majored in phys ed. One, 2 is on the ground to short. Flip to second for 1, on to first for 2. A double play that ends the 7th inning. 10-0 Cardinals. NESN Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Hear the amazing story of Red Sox minor league outfielder Juan Carlos Linares and his journey from Cuba to the United States, plus complete coverage of this first weekend of the NCAA basketball tournament. It's all coming up on NESN Daily tonight at 10, and it's only on NESN.
You see that game yesterday, Don, where I think it was Butler and was it Pitt?
Butler won, right?
Yeah, the guy gets a rebound and just goes to fire it all the way down the court, and they call a foul. And he goes to sink the free throws, and Butler beats him. Beats the number 1 seed. Unbelievable.
You just never know.
You never know in that game.
Nate Spears is in the game in right field. He moves from second base to right. Jorge Jimenez now at third base for Boston as he ran for Kevin Youkilis. And Jonathan He now at second base.
It's like this game. You never know. I mean,
you're down 10-0.
But 10 points down, and you never know.
Dennis Reyes into the game for Boston, fourth pitcher of the day. We've seen Daisuke Matsuzaka for 5 2/3, giving up 2 runs. Andrew Miller gives up 6 runs, did not record an out in a very difficult outing, his toughest of the spring. And Scott Atchison in a third of an inning charged with 2 runs of his own. So Reyes, fourth pitcher used today, as he works here in the 8th. Craig grounds one foul. He's been in the entire game here. He's 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. A couple of strikeouts for him today. Swing and a miss as Craig strikes out. Third time today he struck out.
Reyes, another one of those guys in the mix for the Red Sox bullpen. Good start for him as he strikes out Craig.
One down here in the 8th. Mark Hamilton, the batter, took over for Albert Pujols defensively and bats now for the first time. Pujols today had a 3-run double in the 6th inning. Part of that 10-run attack in the 6th. Sharply hit and off the glove of Sutton down the right field line. Quickly by him as Hamilton heads for second base. Spears' throw is not going to be in time. A 1-out double for Hamilton.
Hamilton jumps all over the breaking ball there from Reyes and rifles it right by Sutton down at first base. Goes into the dive, rolls it down to the corner. Spears comes up throwing, but certainly not in time at second base, so the double for Hamilton. And the beat goes on for the Cardinals.
There's Shane Robinson swinging and grounding one foul. .346 spring for Robinson, who came into the game initially as a left fielder and now moved to center field as part of the defensive changes. A little squibber in front of the plate. Out is Reyes to quickly grab it. Fires to first for the out. Hamilton takes third base with now 2 down. Comes Anton de Jesus. Jesus takes strike 1 from Reyes. Reyes last year with the St. Louis Cardinals, 59 games, 3-1 with a 3.55 ERA. Jumps ahead 0-2. Looking at the big leagues initially in 1997 with the LA Dodgers. Saw a lot of him when he was a member of the Minnesota Twins. And now 2 years in St. Louis and trying to catch on with the Red Sox here in 2011. As he misses for ball 1-1-2.
We did, huh? We saw a lot of them with the
Yeah,
Minnesota Twins.
3 years.
Did we really? Seems like it's the first time I'm seeing him.
Dennis Reyes?
Oh, I thought you were talking about D. Jesus.
No.
Oh, Reyes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Glad you're listening. The 1-2.
Partially.
You're in and out, aren't you? You're there sometimes, and sometimes you're
I
not.
saw you deep in the book, but
Yes.
I thought it was the Cardinals book.
No. Dennis Reyes. He was
I'm
with
looking
the
at
Cardinals.
D. Jesus, and I'm saying, I don't remember ever seeing him with the Twins.
Well, Reyes was a Cardinal. Maybe that's where you became confused each of the last 2 years. Swing and a miss, and that is the end of the top of the 8th.
As I ate some more.
It's 10-0 Cardinals. Ten to nothing, St. Louis on top as this one is sent to left field, and a base hit from Marco Scutaro to get the bottom of the 8th inning started. Marco Scutaro's third at bat of the day, a walk and 2 singles now. Pinch runner for Scutaro coming into the game for the Red Sox looks like Derek Gibson. And Gibson will run for Scutaro to begin things here in the inning. There's Darnell McDonald. Took over for Jacoby Ellsbury earlier in the game. Ellsbury was 1 for 3 today. Fastball running inside at 93 miles an hour. Line to left. Yeah, that's in for a hit. Gibson heading for third base. Stavinoa getting it back in, and it's a double for Darnell McDonald.
One thing we know, Darnell McDonald likes that ball middle in. You'll see the location here, middle in. And Darnell smacks it down that left field line for the base hit. Actually, for the 2 base hits, so the Red Sox with men at second and third, a threat to score.
There's Nate Spears to bat for the first time. Spears into the game at second base. Dustin Pedroia had been 0 for 3 today. Spears batting with runners at second and third, nobody out. Red Sox batting in the 8th. To right field. The Jesus going back, going to be over his head, and one hop the wall. Gibson will score. Here comes McDonald, and the Red Sox are on the board for the first time today.
I think Spears there surprised DeJesus with his power right there. I think they didn't expect him to hit the ball that deep. They were playing very shallow in right field. And Spears gets into it pretty good against that breeze and puts it over the head of DeJesus. So the Red Sox finally get a couple of points on the board.
Now Matt Shealy to bat. Carl Crawford today had been 1 for 3. Shealy 0 for 2 during spring training. Shealy, a 48th round pick by the Red Sox in 2005. Last year played 24 games in Portland, 7 in Pawtucket. And there for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Shealy. Ball 2, 2-1. Inside, missing at 95, and it's now 3-1.
95, a little movement on that fastball, too, coming back in on Shealy.
Inside, ball 4. Send it down to Heidi.
Don, the Red Sox continue to help those affected by the earthquake and subsequent tsunami that struck Japan. Daisuke Matsuzaka and Hideki Okajima are spearheading an effort to collect donations to aid their native country. The pitchers collected donations at the gates here at City of Palms Park for the last 2 home games, and now they've already helped raise more than $200,000. Fans can log on to redsoxfoundation.org to make a donation. 100% of the donation will be directed to the Red Cross relief efforts. In addition, the Red Sox Foundation is committed to donating $50,000, and players are making personal donations. You may have actually heard about Ichiro Suzuki's donation of 100 million yen to the relief efforts. That's about 1.25 million US dollars. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Red Sox players certainly getting involved in the concerns with their families for a lot of the Japanese Red Sox players. It sounds like everyone is okay over there that is affiliated with the Red Sox in that regard. And some very scary pictures that we have seen over the last, better than a week. Two on for Boston, 2 runs in here in the 8th inning. Red Sox trailing 10-2. Drew Sutton, the batter. In there for a strike, and it's 1-2 to Sutton. He took over at first base.
Scary pitches all over the place, certainly from Japan because of that disaster. And every time I look at Muammar Gaddafi, that's scary. What an ugly man that is.
Inside, and it's now 2-2.
We're talking about these dictators, you know, and why they all have jet black hair and all this. And it's one of the analysts said it's because they want to remind people that they was, you know, when they were young, how you know tough they were and all that. You know,
they're not aging.
Some of these guys are 90 years old, you know, and they.
Sutton sends one foul off to the left. I think they're using number 15, Clairol, or whatever it was.
Oh, no, that's got to be way up there. That's, I mean, Mubarak, that had to be like 29 or something. It was just jet black. He looked great for his age.
Sutton takes the breaking ball outside. It's a full count. 28 pitches for Joe Kelly since coming into the game as he works here in the 8th after working in the 7th inning. Not recorded an out yet in the inning. Red Sox have scored twice, 3 hits and a walk in the inning. Here's Sutton, the batter, with 2 on. Outside, ball 4, and it loads the bases. Back-to-back walks allowed by Kelly. Here comes longtime pitching coach Dave Duncan out of the dugout. One thing about Tony La Russa's coaching staff, stayed the same whether it be in Oakland or in St. Louis. They have been with him all the way.
Yeah, he's really taking care of his coaches throughout the years. I'm sure that you know, one of Tony's demands in his contract are that take care of my coaches. There's Mark McGuire, of course, the hitting coach for Tony La Russa now at St. Louis.
Dave Duncan breaking up the conference with Joe Kelly with nobody out here in the inning, and the Red Sox have the bases loaded. Jorge Jimenez coming up here for the Red Sox. Jimenez spending last year with AAA Pawtucket, 95 games with the Paw Sox, sitting at .217. 3 homers, 33 runs batted in for the Paw Sox. This will be the 30th pitch for Joe Kelly since coming into the game. Swing and a foul, and it's 1-1 to Jimenez.
It's hard to believe that 2 weeks from today we'll be finishing up our first series of the year in Texas.
Red Sox have to go to Houston first to play an exhibition game, and then it's to Texas to open the season. A day off and a 3-game series in Cleveland before returning home, take on the Yankees on opening day. 1-1 grounded foul outside of first.
Tough trip to pack for. You got the you know, potentially not hot but warm weather in Houston and in Dallas, Arlington, I should say, and then you go to Cleveland and it could be
chilly.
Real chilly. Yeah, could have a couple of sweaters and stuff for that. Leather jacket.
It's outside, and it's 2-2 to Jimenez. Red Sox in a bases loaded situation, trailing by 8 runs. Fly ball to center field. Robinson out there in center, drifting back, makes the catch. Tagging at third base is Spears. He'll score the 3rd Red Sox run.
Well, Spears driving in 2. Now Jimenez with the sacrifice fly, driving in the 3rd run of the day for the Red Sox. As the B squad getting it done offensively here late in the ball game.
Here's Will Vasquez. Takes a breaking ball for strike one. Spent most of the year with Double-A Portland after beginning the year in High-A Salem last year. 30th round pick by the Red Sox in 2007. So back to the mound. Throw to second base for Kelly, on to first for two. That ends the inning. But the Red Sox score 3 times in the 8th. 10-3 St. Louis as we head to the 9th. In Florida, join us for 3 straight weekend games, starting with 200 lights on Friday night and Saturday night, both live at 7 o'clock. And then our final spring training telecast from Florida be a Sunday matinee against the Orioles at 1. Visit NESN.com/Red Sox with the schedule and the latest spring training news. Of course, our last spring training game will be March 30th in Houston at 8 p.m. Game will be preceded by a special season preview show, Red Sox Game Day Live, featuring the preseason Remy Awards at 7 p.m. There's Derek Gibson into the game at shortstop for the Red Sox. And the new pitcher for Boston, left-hander Rich Hill, vying for a spot in the pen. 6 appearances, he's not given up a run in 7 2/3 innings. 4 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts for Rich Hill. You taped the Remys yet, or is that something happening between now and Houston?
Don, that's top secret information.
Ball 1 from Rich Hill.
Some of it is some of it has been done, but I got a feeling some of it's going to be live if it's in Houston.
Wow.
So I'm a little bit nervous about that.
I can see why. It's headed to short. Gibson just into the game on the run. With a nice play for out number 1.
Got that big show, coming up before the game in Houston, and usually the Remys is all tape.
Yes, takes several weeks to do, doesn't it?
In HD, but a lot of it this year is going to be live on that pregame show coming up for our final spring training game, which I'm kind of looking forward to. A little bit nervous, but looking forward to it.
Well, a lot of times you have to make those decisions before a lot of the roster is made, and now if you wait, you'll be right timely up to the latest news.
I think that was probably the idea of it from up above. They make the decisions and they know what they're doing.
I know you prefer to work live anyway, for the most part. You'd rather do it then than tape it.
Yeah, because you never really know what's going to come out live. You know what I mean? You just don't know. Tape, you can make a mistake and do it over again live. If you blunder it up, you got to live with it.
Make fun of world leaders' hair. You can do anything live. You don't know what's going to come out.
Yeah, the guy's a mulligan. He always has been.
Ball 2, 2-1.
He's only been killing his own people for a week. I think it's time to drop maybe one of those just bunker bombs on him and see you later, Bomar.
Ball 3, 3-1. We talked about Rich Hill quite a bit during the spring. We've seen Rich Hill quite a bit during the spring. He's born in Boston, resides in South Boston during the offseason. Here in the majors each of the last 6 years. Cubs, Orioles, and the Red Sox last year. Spending the bulk of the year with the Pawtucket Red Sox. Strike over the outside corner to Tony Cruz. And a full count here to Cruz. Originally a Cubs 4th round pick back in 02. This is to left and will get in. Sheely back to play it off the wall. Cruz into second base with a 1-out double here in the 9th.
Now this game would be quiet on both sides till the 6th inning, and of course in the 6th inning that's when the Cardinals erupted for their 10 runs. Red Sox have added a couple. Starting pitching was very good in this ball game.
Luis Mateo batting with 1 out and a runner at second base. This one ends up behind him and hits him. So Mateo hit by the pitch.
Number 96, Ryan Jackson.
Comes Ryan Jackson.
It's not even close here by Rich Hill. Looks like a breaking ball that just kind of continues to carry on and get the backside of Mateo. You're talking about live and on tape, Don, and you know sometimes on tape you get the liberty of making mistakes. I made one today.
Did you?
Yeah, I was taping a pregame thing that's going to be on NESN.com, and
A lot is made about the top 5 and how they said at the beginning of the season. The only real honor goes to the guy that starts it off, and that's John Lester. That's a reward for his last season and to sit.
Well, we hope that doesn't happen on the Remy's in Houston. That'll be.
See, when you're live, you got to carry on.
What were you going to say next, too? That looked like it was headed to a scary area.
They had to do some editing.
I mean, that looks like it starts with an F. Whatever it is you're going to. That'd be very bad for your career. (2-0) to Jackson. He's in there for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Tape saves our lives at times.
Yes. Wow.
And jobs.
There have been many announcers who didn't realize that it was live in the open and have had some things come out. And in there for strike 2, 2-2. Strike 3 call. Hill battles back to get Jackson for the 2nd out of the 9th.
That's a breaking ball that a right-hander will quit on because it looks like it's going to be outside. And then it sweeps across the outside corner for strike 3. Take a look at that breaking ball from Hill. Starts it away in that left-handed batter's box, and it comes right over the middle of the plate.
So 2 outs. Nick Stabanova getting his 2nd at bat as he takes strike 1 from Hill. Stabanova struck out in the 7th inning. Cardinals have 13 hits on the day, go along with their 10 runs. Up high, ball 2. 2-1 to Stavanova. Tried to hold up. Did he go? No. 3-1. Chill got a ground out and then a double. Head batsman, a strikeout. So 2 on, 2 outs. And it's now a bases loaded situation as he walks Stavanoa.
Now the cleanest inning today for the left-handers had been from Reyes. He did give up a double in the ball game, but had a couple of strikeouts in that scoreless 8th inning.
There's Alan Craig. 0 for 4 today with a walk. He's scored a run as he takes a pitch inside. Outside, 2-0. Fly ball struck well to center. Darnell McDonald headed back to make the catch on the warning track that ends the inning. So the Cardinals threaten but do not score in the 9th. It's 10-3 St. Louis. Just above us. Getting ready for the season. Spring training continues. 10-3. The Cardinals on top of the Red Sox. We get ready for the bottom of the 9th inning. And a new pitcher for the Cardinals, Brian Augenstein, into the game for St. Louis. Their 4th pitcher of the day is Red Sox bat here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Augenstein's 5th appearance, no record of 1.29 ERA. Jonathan He takes strike 1. batting for the first time. This one on the ground to shortstop, and this one on a nasty bounce gets through. Base or a board here to begin things in the ninth. See how they rule it.
That should be a base hit. Nasty bounce right there. You know, a lot of times late in the game, that infield get chopped up a little bit, and you can see that bounce right up over the head. No chance at all for Jackson at shortstop.
There's Paul Hoover, lead runner on here in the ninth, as he is at first base. Held on by Hamilton at first. Hoover takes strike one.
What would happen if I said no to these people that come up here for autographs? They'd think
you'd be a bad guy.
I know. Throw it, sir. Thank you.
Let's see what a nice guy you are. Look at you. You are just
concentrating on
nice
the game.
Guy. An old gentleman coming up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Supposed to be working, man.
0-2 is down low, and it's 1-2. Isn't that part of the deal, though, as being president of Red Sox Nation, is you have to be nice to the people in the nation?
Oh, I'm always nice, but the fact is I've got to be focused on this ball game. This is a big game. It's an interleague matchup.
You have to multitask, I think. Outside, 2-2.
Looks like we're clear here for a while, Don.
Yes, I think you've signed everybody's ticket in the park. There's a lull in the line right now. Two to Hoover. It's a good foul. Do it again. 2-2. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Taco Bell, and by New England Chevy dealers. Nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Runner at first base, and a 2-2 count to Hoover, who takes it low and outside. Hoover fouls it down the right field line, out of play. Jared Pinko's ready to do some laundry, it looks like. Waiting for the rest of everybody to come off. Long day at the yard.
Or a late night last night. One of the two.
Hoover with his swing and a miss. Strikes out for the first out of the ninth inning.
Time now for the Sylvania HD LCD TV defining play of the game. And with the bases loaded, Albert Pujols clears him with a double back in the sixth inning. That's when the Cardinals got 10 runs. You must see Red Sox baseball in stunning high definition.
There's Derek Gibson, who takes strike one. Gibson, a second-round pick by the Red Sox in 2008. So he chops one foul last year at Single A Greenville at .230 on the year. Hudson grounds it foul. Still down 0-2. Check swing foul. Gibson last year leading Greenville in walks was 61. Very good defensively last year, leading the South Atlantic League in fielding percentage. Pitch down and away, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch to Derek Gibson. Ground ball to first base. Hamilton will go to second for one. Return throw to first, not in time. As they get the lead runner and he at second base, 3-6 on the force out for the second out of the ninth.
A couple of times today that the Cardinals have executed this play pretty well. Not in time this time to get the double play, but still at 3-6-1. Not an easy play, and they did it earlier in the ball game.
There's Darnell McDonald with 2 outs in the ninth. Darnell doubled in the 8th inning, and his first has come into the game as he takes a look at strike one over the outside corner. No 2 pitch to Darnell McDonald. On the outside corner, strike 3 to end the ball game. So the St. Louis Cardinals come in and beat the Red Sox 10-3. On the visit to City of Palms as they bang out 13 hits and come away with the victory. Again, the final 10-3 for Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney. I'm Don Orsillo saying good afternoon from Fort Myers. Join us again Friday night right here at City of Palms Park. The Red Sox host the Blue Jays. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock. This has been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. Coming up next, Leafs and Bruins from last night in 2.